Greetings and good day, everybody. This message is for parents. This message is for mothers and fathers, mainly parents who have morals, values, standards, ethics, boundaries, manners, and class. For parents who are religious or a part of some type of religion, or maybe attend church or into the Bible or some other type of religion, maybe Islam, the Quran, Buddhist, um, Hinduism, and all of the others. Okay, this message is for also spiritual parents, parents who are not a part of religion but live a spiritual lifestyle. So parents who are into spirituality. Okay, so parents who are into spirituality and again, religion, and parents who have morals and standards and decent parents, basically. Now, this message is for the spiritual parents, but for all parents, okay, all parents, but definitely the parents who have morals and standards, okay, and I will explain why I'm actually targeting, if you will, you all are directing the message to you all more. This is about babysitting, the type of people you allow or let watch or babysit your kids, your children, or your babies. Okay, this is pertaining to babysitting. Now we know that everybody in the world doesn't have morals, values, standards, ethics, boundaries, manners, and class. We know that everybody in this world are not good examples or good role models or positive examples or positive role models for kids and children. Okay, we know this. To all the religious parents, spiritual parents, all of the parents, mothers, and fathers who are seeking the Creator, a God, um, you have decency, you have standards and morals, etc. Be careful and wise of the type of people you let or allow to babysit or watch your kids and your children. I'll say that one more time. Be wise, be cautious of the type of people you allow or let babysit or watch your kids and your children. Now, the reason why I'm actually directing this message towards the spiritual people, the religious people, the people with morals and standards about being cautious of the type of people you might allow to babysit your kids is because the people who doesn't have morals and standards, people who doesn't have values and boundaries and ethics, maybe they are not religious or spiritual, um, the people who are not trying to serve the Creator or God or build a relationship with the Creator, those people, many of them, they probably wouldn't have a problem or an issue with somebody babysitting their kids who uses foul language or smoke or drink, etc. Because most likely they are the same way. Okay, so what I'm saying is people who don't have morals and standards and boundaries are trying to live a spiritual lifestyle. People who cuss and gossip and they smoke and they are worldly. According to Christians, these are worldly people. Those type of people are parents. Those type of mothers and fathers would allow or let somebody who uses foul language or smoke babysit their kids because they don't have morals and standards either, and they probably cuss and smoke and have negative characteristics as they do. So that's why I'm actually directing this message towards the actual parents who have morals. Be careful. Now I could say the same for the parents who doesn't have morals or values or a part of religion or are trying to live a positive lifestyle. I believe all parents should be cautious and wise when letting somebody babysit their kids. Okay, all parents, the spiritual parents and the worldly parents. But with the worldly parents who have a low morality level and they probably don't pray or meditate or talk to the creator, they probably smoke, cuss, gossip, backbite, all of that. They probably wouldn't really have an issue or problem with somebody babysitting their kids or their little children or babies who uses foul language or even listen to rap music because they are on that same vibration or have similar lifestyles. Okay, but for, for the parents, the mothers and fathers who actually have morals and standards and boundaries and maybe seeking the creator, you have a relationship with God, you must be wise and cautious if you decide to let somebody babysit babysit your children or your kids. Now, don't be surprised if you allow a person to babysit or watch your kids or your children. Don't be surprised if your kid come home one day and use a bad word, cuss or use foul language, or let's say for an example, the kid is a boy, maybe 9 or 10 years old, and he starts smoking or behaving in a negative way or pick up some bad habits. Don't be surprised if that happens if you allow somebody who doesn't have morals, values, standards, ethics, boundaries, manners, and class, and positivity and morality in their life. Don't be surprised if you allow the wrong type of person to babysit your kids and your kids start using foul language or cussing or pick up some bad habits because they were around a person or people who's not trying to be better and have morals and morality. And their friends, the babysitter's friends, also doesn't have morals and standards. So your kids probably around the babysitter and the babysitter's friends or company who's also negative. What I'm saying is, parents, be careful of the type of people you let or allow babysit your children, especially in the type of world that we live in. I'll give another example. Let's say that you are a man or a woman, a father or a mother, and you allow or let a man babysit your kids or just watch your kids. Okay, you better be sure that that man have morals, values, standards, ethics, and boundaries, manners and class, and some morality. You better be sure he's a real man, because a lot of men these days are homosexuals. They are gay and they are bisexual. A lot of men these days are into drugs, they smoke, they get drunk and all of this. And we all know that there are men in this world as well as women, but I'm just speaking of the men for an example. There are men who child molest kids. Yes, there are men who would child molest or do something bad to a child. So you better be sure that he's not a child molester, gay, homosexual, or bisexual, and allowing him to babysit your little boys or girls. You better be sure he's a real man and have morals. Now, if you allow a woman to babysit your kids, same applies. Be sure she have morals, values, standards, ethics, boundaries, manners, and class. If if a person, if a mother or a father, a dad or a mom, if they are not being good examples and role models for their own kids or their own children, most likely they will not be a good example or role model for your kids. They'll behave in an proper manner in the presence of your kids and children as they do theirs. So if you allow somebody to babysit or watch your kids, whether if it's a baby, a little child, 5 years old, 6, 7, 8, 9, you better be sure you can trust that person or trust them people. Okay, you better be sure you can trust them, and be sure, make sure that they have morals, they have values, standards, ethics, and boundaries, manners, and class. Be sure that they are not into drugs and drink every day and use foul language and cussing and gossiping and backbiting. Even the type of TV programs that they watch and the type of friends that they hang out with. Yes, you must even have some knowledge about the type of people they hang out with. Okay, before you allow them to babysit your kids. There's too much negativity in the world with people, and a lot of people are not trying to change and be better. Now, I'll use myself for an example. If I had kids, now I do have one. I have a son, but he's a teenager. But I'm planning on having some more kids before I get old. Okay, before I get at an age where it might be difficult for me to make kids. So I am planning on making some more kids, basically, some more babies. When I find the type of woman that I want. Okay. When I have children, I would not allow my children, if I'm in a situation where I can't watch my kids and the mother cannot babysit or watch our kids, I would not let or allow a person or people who doesn't have morals, values, standards, ethics, boundaries, manners, and class babysit my kids. If that person uses foul language, smoke drugs, um, into rap music, even if they listen to rap music, I can go down the entire list. They cannot babysit my kids. Okay, imagine if you have a little girl, she's 6 years old, and you allow a person who listens to rap music babysit your 6-year-old daughter. You know that they will play that type of music in the presence of that little girl, okay, in the house or in the vehicle. So now your little girl who's 6 years old, she's listening to music and lyrics that's downgrading, degrading women and promoting or glorifying smoking drugs and getting high and committing crimes. Okay, she will have gangster rap music enter into her conscious, her mind, and her subconscious if you allow that type of person to babysit your kids. So again, this is very important. This is very important. Be careful of the type of people you allow to watch or babysit your kids. You better be sure they have some morals and standards, and they know the Creator, and they got God in their heart and their spirit. Okay, and I'm not talking about the people that's faking or half stepping. A lot of people go to church, but they are not really into the Bible or really not trying to follow the Bible and really sincere, but they still attend church. So be sure that they are serious about morality before you allow them to babysit your little girl or little boy. You better be sure if the person is a man or a male, be sure he's not a homosexual, a gay or bisexual. Be sure he's not interested or have a desire or a lust for a man. So be careful who you allow to babysit your kids. Everybody don't have morals, and I'm sure you do not want your kids picking up bad habits. Now, if you allow a person who's not trying to live a righteous lifestyle or have morals or um, be positive and show respect, don't be surprised if you hear your kids using foul language one day. Okay, don't be surprised if you hear your 5 year old, your 7, 8 year old using foul language because the babysitter was using foul language and the kids was also listening to rap music, hearing foul language. Don't be surprised. Now, again, if you are um, a religious parent or religious parents or spiritual, I'm actually speaking to you all. Okay, I'm speaking to all parents, but mostly the spiritual or religious or positive parents, because the parents who don't have morals and they are worldly, according to Christians, they are worldly. They probably wouldn't have an issue with a person babysitting their kids who cuss or smoke. They all are the same. But I'm talking about you all who have morals and standards and boundaries and not into that type of lifestyle. Be wise and cautious of the type of people you allow to babysit your kids. And unfortunately, a lot of adults will not respect kids enough to be positive and be good examples or role models for them when they're babysitting them. And then some babysitters beat kids, whip them hard. There's been babysitters throughout time actually kill kids. So I end this video now. This is for all the parents who have morals and standards. Okay. Also for the ones who doesn't, but definitely the ones who does. Be careful, be wise, be cautious of the type of people, the type of person you allow to babysit and watch your kids. Even with family. Okay, even with family members and relatives. Family members, relatives, neighbors, um, schoolmates, classmates, co-workers, friends, etc. Be wise. Everybody's not the same. Okay, and a child, the child don't actually really know better. So you are responsible for that child's safety and protection. You are responsible for your kids and your children. You are responsible for their safety and their life. So if you have a babysitter and or you allow people to watch your kids and you drop them off by their houses and all of that, You better be sure they have morals and standards. Better be sure that they are not child molesters or child abusers or just negative examples. Better be sure they're not smoking drugs around your kids and listening to rap music or sagging their pants and gossiping and all of this. All right. So I end now. Take care, everybody, and be wise. And don't forget morals and standards. Okay. I'm just coming on with this video. Now I know I spoke about this on my other pages because again I said I won't be posting and talking about drugs and all of this, but I'm doing this for the kids. All right. I'm doing this for the children, for the kids. Take care.